Okay, so what's up, guys? I've been getting a lot of requests for doing comparison videos of products and illustrations and things like that. But there's one specific that I wanted to do, and this is actually something that I think a lot of you guys may have seen. There are TikTok and YouTube shorts of people talking about this fixed index annuity, where if you put in X amount, you get millions of dollars guaranteed down the road, and it's for the it's a prospecting technique. Okay, they're trying to suck people in to sell them a product, and then a lot of people are messaging me, hey, what's this product? This sounds great, blah 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 blah. And so I want to break it down for you. Okay, so the product mentioned is the Silac Vega. Okay, it's the Silac Vega product. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to go through this so you guys can see it. Okay, so let me go ahead and share. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to run through the illustration from start to finish with you, okay? So we're looking at, when you go into the illustration software, you can go to basically, let's see, I think it's sales tools, and then you can go here. So got my information in here, Michigan, Vega 14, which has higher participation rates, which is what you would want to do for somebody younger. Next, John Smith, age 10. Okay, so the reason why the reason why we're doing age 10 is because a lot of these TikTok videos are talking about, like, you can do this for your kids, and then we're starting with 10 grand. Okay, you put 10 grand in this bad boy, your kids are going to have millions of dollars down the road. We're assuming obviously this is non-qualified, not an IRA account. Okay, obviously it could be a Roth as well. Well, not if you started with 10 grand. That's over the contribution limit. So what I did is I just picked a bunch of different indexes on here. I used a blend. I could use one of these and it would illustrate way better. Okay, but let's be more realistic and say, hey, let's pick a blend, because no one index is going to perform better than a blend anyways, over a long period of time. So I picked an S&P participation rate, S&P monthly cap. By the way, rates are super high right now. So a lot of these rates are high. Barclays with participation rate, Credit Suisse with participation rate, and then their new NASDAQ Generations 5 with participation rate. Okay, so split it amongst 5 indexes. Let's click next. Let's see, withdrawals. We're actually going to not simulate withdrawals right now. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and jump into it. So let me explain how this product works. So how the product works is basically what they're doing is they are taking the indexes and how those index performed, and they're timesing that by 300%, or times it by 3. They're adding 300% to it, and then they're putting that amount into what's called a benefit base. Let me tell you, that benefit base is a fictitious number. Okay, they're not taking if you earned 10%, they're not taking 30% of the account value, taking that money and sticking it in another account for you. That is not what's happening. Okay, they are fictitiously basically using formulas, and they're just tracking that on an electronic database that you can see. So when you log in, you can say, hey, this is my benefit base amount is at right now. But it's a cloud number. Okay, it's not actually a real number. What they're using is they're basing that benefit base off 2 things. One, a death benefit, so they would have to pay that amount out. It is written in their contract. If you pass away, that death benefit gets paid out. I believe it's over a 5-year period, is what it gets paid out on. Okay, or you can take the account value in your first year. The account value is obviously going to be way less if this does what it says it's going to do. So you get a 5-year payout of that, or it's basing your income off of that number. So this has what's called a lifetime income rider. And a lifetime income rider is something where when you turn on that switch, they're going to say, hey, we're going to take a percentage of the benefit base, and whatever that number is, we're going to give you that for the rest of your life. Okay, that's what that is. So this is an income product. It is not a growth product, although it is illustrating like this. I'm going to go through it. Okay, so here's what it shows you first. It shows you crediting strategies. Here's all the different indexes we can choose, and I want you to pay attention to something here. Okay, so you have what's called your current adjustment. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so on this Barclays, 95% participation rate. So if that index went up 10%, you get 9.5% credited. The Raven Pack is at 100, goes up 10%, you go up 10%. And then the NASDAQ, which is brand new, goes up 10, you get 10. But now take a look at their minimum adjustments. Minimum. So this could go to here. And this is pretty common amongst almost every index company, which is why you have to be really careful about, hey, what are my minimums and what integrity, rate integrity does that company have? Because on paper, technically, they could next year bring your participation rate down from 95% to 10%. They are legally, it's in their paperwork and it's in the legal contract. They can do that. I want everybody to understand that. So you got to be careful. Now, if they did that, obviously they probably go out of business, right? And they probably have lawsuits on their hand. But look at their minimums: 100%, 10%. Interesting, right? Let's take a look at that monthly percentage for the S&P. Their monthly is at 42%, which is actually pretty good, and their minimum's 5. Okay, monthly cap 2% goes down to 0.25%. Big dips. All right, let's dive into. I'm going to skip all this. Okay, so here is their non-guaranteed policy value hypothetical illustration. So what they're doing is they're saying, hey, based on these 5 indexes you picked, we're going to show you what those recent 10 years, if you would have had $10,000 allocated at into 5 different categories, so $2,000 each, we're going to show you what that did over the past 10 years, its lowest 10-year period, and its highest 10-year period. So what we care about is this average here, right? So if you take this average, this is showing that, hey, you made 5.93% and your benefit base averaged per year, averaged 17.48%. That's pretty phenomenal. So although your account value after 10 years is only $17,900, you have 5x'd your benefit base. You see where this product is going. If you can't already, I'll explain it. It's designed for income. It wants to inflate the benefit base to make you take income out, right? And the percentage, although it may be a low percentage, which we'll talk about, is going to be based on that benefit amount, right? Would you rather have 2% of a million or 5% of 100,000? I'd rather have 2% of a million, okay? So this is how this product works. Now let me tell you, income products, don't do this. Annuities, a good annuity is designed to do 5 to 8% average on a growth product that's simple. This is showing a 6% growth average. No way. No way. This will not do that. I promise you. We're going to talk about why I despise products like this in a second. Okay. So let's get into the illustration. So I want to break this down. So what they're illustrating is the far left column is going to be end of year. Okay. So end of year, you're starting year 1, year 2, year 3, all the way. The owner's age, 10, 11, 12, obviously. Your premium amount, which is this, we're just putting one premium in this, initial 10,000, the rest is going to be all zeros. How much you're withdrawing annually, which we are currently illustrating this at a $0 withdrawal. We just want to see how it's going to compound and grow. It's interest credit rate. So this is going to be those 5 indexes. They picked a 10-year period at which those 5 indexes performed at the crediting rate they currently are at. So we saw 100%, 100%, 100%, or 95%. The S&P was at 42, and then the S&P monthly cap was at 2. So if those rates stayed exactly where they're at, which is a very crucial statement, if they stayed exactly where they were at right now, okay, this is what this is supposedly done. Caveat: pick every index I chose other than the S&P, okay, and so the NASDAQ, the Raven Pack, and the Barclays, none of those have been around over 10 years. So they're using a back test, which is hypothetical. It's not facts. They're most of the time they're very wrong. Okay, so it's actually back testing. So not only do they not actually have 10 years worth of data on the indexes, they're guessing, but then they're guessing that you're going to hold the rates that they're currently at. So if you hold the rates and it does what it has done, this is what you possibly could have. You're seeing it falling apart already. The interest that gets credit to the account. So this is basically the dollar amount. Okay, you get 10,000 bucks. You made 6.06%. You made $606. Therefore, your new account value is now 10,606. Your cash value is going to be if you wanted to surrender the product. It's 14 years of surrender. This is how much you could take out in the 14 years if you want to get that out of the product. Okay. The benefit base. This is going to be the crediting strategy, or the interest credited times 300%, and then this is what they're showing you. And I believe that is locked in the contract, the 300% on the non-bonus 14-year product. On the bonus product, it's lower, and I believe on the 10 and the 7-year products it might be lower as well. You have to fact check me on that one. And then you have what's called your benefit value. Your benefit value, your benefit. Sorry, I was getting a phone call there. This is your fictitious number. This is fluffy number. This is what's growing. This is the number they're basing your income off of, but it's not where your income comes from. Any income product does not come out of the benefit base. I just replaced a bunch of Allianz annuities. Their benefit base was over 700,000. Their actual account value was under 400,000. Okay. When they take income out of that product, it comes out of the account value, but the income's based off of the benefit value. So if it's 7% or 6%, they're taking 7 or 6% of the benefit base, and then whatever income comes out is actually physically coming out of your account value. Understand that, okay? So this number is only for a death benefit again, in this product specifically, not all products, which is kind of a cool benefit. And then it's basing your income off of it. You have your lifetime withdrawal. This is them saying, hey, at the time when you want to start the lifetime withdrawal, this is how much we're giving you. This one has a minimum age of 50, so you have to hold it in there till 50 until they'll allow you to take a lifetime withdrawal. This is also a fixed indexed annuity, a deferred fixed indexed annuity. What does that mean? If it's a deferred fixed indexed annuity, guess what? When you take money before 59 and a half, you will get charged a 10% penalty on that, and you will pay taxes on all of the interest gained. Okay. But Tracy, what if it's funded with cash? Doesn't matter. It's a deferred retirement account. When it's a deferred retirement account, it follows the same tax qualifications as any retirement account. If you open up an IRA with cash, guess what? You cannot draw out of that before 59 and a half unless it's a special circumstance, which there is. You follow the rule 72T, which look into that. It's kind of complicated. Or you'll take a 10% penalty. Okay. So even though they allow at 50, you shouldn't probably touch it till 59 and a half or really 60. Okay. Whether it's cash or if you rolled over money into this account from a qualified account, does not matter. Same rule. The only difference between those two is one is growing. One is going to, well, they're both going to grow tax deferred. And then when you start taking money out, the one account will be fully taxable. The other account, your principal, will just not be taxable. Okay. So in this account, the 10 grand is the only thing that's not taxable. If this was a Roth account and you funded it with Roth money, that's different. Now it's all Roth money. Now that's none of it's taxable. You still can't withdraw it until 59 and a half unless you want to pay a penalty. So if you're going to do something like this, right, you'd want to do it with a Roth. You'd want to open up a Roth or roll over Roth into it. So if you had a Roth account for your son that you started, I don't even know the minimum age to start a Roth account. I might be talking through my butt here, but we'll find out. I don't know if there's a minimum age, but if there's not a minimum age, start a Roth account for your kids, then roll it over here. Now it's all tax-free growth, tax-free interest. That would be the way to play it out. Okay. All right, and then you have what's called a wellness withdrawal. Wellness withdrawal, we're not going to talk about too much. It's a rider. They're going to give you 3x the income. I believe it's 3x, 2 or 3x, if you terminal illness, chronic illness, nursing home, home health care, that type of stuff. Okay. And then let's see, if you keep going over, they have your total withdrawal column and your total benefit. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to age 50. Okay. So I want you to pay attention to this column, and I'm even going to zoom up if it'll allow me. That really zoomed up. Wow. Okay. We're going to zoom up, and I want you to pay attention to the account value. Okay. So in age 10, account value is 10,000. Let's go to 50. Account value is going up. By the way, there's something called the rule of 72. If you get 7% in an account on average, after 10 years, your money should double. Okay. Here's 20. Money hasn't doubled, so it's not averaging 7%, which we know because it's illustrating at 5 point whatever, okay? If you get 10%, your money will double after 7 years. Rule 72. Okay, so let's go to age 50. Count's growing, age 50. Cool. All right, your account value is $100,305 if it made that 5 something percent average, okay? And it's obviously going to be dependent on a lot of factors, okay? And how they illustrate this, by the way, well, how does it illustrate 50 years if they haven't even been around 10 and it's only using 10? Well, let's take a look. Whoops. So if you look, let's count 10 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So it starts at 6.06, goes through 10 years, and oh, I'm miscounted here. Here's the 10 year. And then look, it goes back. All it's doing is taking a 10-year period and repeating it, which is obviously unrealistic. It's not going to do that. So it's taking this sequence of 6%, 10%, 7.6, 2.3, 10.5, 10.3, 6.7, 5.0, and then it's just repeating it. 6.6, 6.06, 10, 7. That's all it's doing. That's how every illustration does it, by the way. Okay. All right. So age 50. Here we are, age 50. Here's your account value. Let's scroll over. This is your surrender value. Okay. You're way past surrender, therefore it's going to be the same as your account value. This is the interest credited to your benefit base column. Okay, so look at this one up here, this 10, wow, 30%. I'm getting 30%. Once every 10 years, I'm getting 30%. Once every 10 years, I'm getting 31%. See how this can compound insanely? Well, let's talk about that. Here's your benefit base value. 7.428 million compared to, or I'm sorry, I think this was the 50. Let me scroll back over. If it'll let me. Okay, yeah, so this is the 50 column. So 100,000. So you got $100,000 account value. That's like if you ever wanted to draw all the money out, whatever, that's how much your actual money on hand is. You have 100 grand after 40 years. Not very good, by the way. And then here's your benefit base. And then here's the income they're going to give you. So they're going to give you a lifetime income if you started it right then and there of $157,151 for the rest of your life, because what they're doing is they're basing your income off of this number, and it's a percentage. If you look at that percentage, it is 2.5. Okay, so they're starting your income out at 2.5%, and every year it's going up 0.1%. Next year, it's 2.6% based on obviously the next number. So this is not simulating withdrawals. This is just simulating. This number here is if you took it at that year. Obviously, if we change the withdrawal to actually come out of the account during that year, these numbers are going to change. Okay, let's keep going. Look at this. Okay, here's your $1 million. Here's what the TikTok say after a certain amount of years, and this is at age 60. At age 60, they're saying you can take $1,100,000 or $1 million bucks out of a product for the rest of your life just with an investment of 10,000. You put 10,000 in this product, and in 50 years, you're going to be able to take $1 million in income. Is that what it's illustrating? Yes, it is. Let's talk about that. And then, by the way, it pretty much gets insane when you get into your 70s, 80s, 90s. You're talking billions in your benefit base and, $100 million you can take per year in income. Do you think any insurance company has that kind of money? Do you think any insurance company could do that? Silac does not even have, I think what they have right now in assets under management is less than 5 billion. Okay. So you're saying that a company less than 5 billion, if a bunch of people did this, you mean in like 60, 70 years, we'd have to be paying out $100 million per person per year? What if 1,000 people did this? Do you think this is possible? Think about it. Do you think it's possible? No, it's not. Okay. So what did I do? Well, Tracy, what did you do? This is what I did. So I created a spreadsheet doing the exact same thing, using the exact same calculations. They round up on everything. In my Excel spreadsheet, we rounded down, so the numbers end up being a little bit off down. And when I say a little bit, it's minuscule. So 10,000 bucks, no withdrawal, 100% participation rate, meaning 100% that these numbers hold exactly what they're going to do and they're never going to go down. Okay. Those, 95% into the Barclay strategy, 100% into the Raven Pack and the NASDAQ, those numbers hold. That's what we're assuming. Okay. And then as you can see, so same thing, interest credited, the account value slash death benefit. I'm sorry, this is the benefit base slash death benefit base slash death benefit. And then here's the interest credited on the benefit base. Okay. Just like what we saw. And then you have the benefit base growth. So let's take a look. Look at that. Age 50. So 40 years later, age 50, 6.28 million. Like I said, numbers are a little off, but not much. $157,000 a year. Compounding. There we go. Doing the same thing as we go on into your 80s, into your 85. You want to turn that on, you're getting $100 million a year. Wow, what a great investment. Okay. I want you guys to go down here and I want you to pay attention to this number, right? Well, let's just use 60. 60's realistic. So $1.1 million. Well, Tracy, what happens if that participation rate goes down? Well, we've seen participation rates go up and down more than half. So if they were at 100%, we've seen them go down to 50. Okay. What happens to this number? And I want you to pay attention, 1.1 million. What happens to that number when I change this participation rate to 80%? Go down to 60. Wow. So if this margin of 20%, right? If that participation rate doesn't hold and on average it goes down and it only holds at about an 80%, okay, 20%, that's not bad. Shouldn't my income only be 20% less? Right? No, because it's compounding. So if this doesn't hold that participation rate and those participation rates go down 20%, your income not only goes down from 1.1 million, it goes down to 250,000. But Tracy, that sounds great. Still sounds pretty good. I agree. I'd take 250,000 in income. What if it went down to half? Not looking great anymore, is it? Not looking great. What was the minimum participation rates in those? 10%. Okay. 10%. Just want to let you guys know that is not possible to hold the current rates unless it's built into the contract that it is. If these guys built in the contract, we're going to hold rates, which some insurance companies do at this rate, they would go absolutely dead broke. Absolutely dead broke. Okay. So this is the reality of a product like this. Okay. If nothing is locked in, so is the percentage locked in of income? Yes, the percentage is locked in. At 50, it starts at 2.5, goes all the way, and it maxes out at 6.5%. By the way, that's their max. At age 75, I think is what it maxes out, 6.5%. Okay. So that percentage locked in? Yes, it is. Okay. Is the 300% bonus to the benefit base locked in? Yes, it is. Is the interest credited locked in? No, it is not. It is all performance based and it is all participation rate based. And you got to remember, there's so many factors here. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I think I'm beating a dead horse. There's so many factors here that you guys have to consider. Okay. And this is what insurance companies make a lot of money doing this because they overinflate participation rates. Okay. So understand this. Indexes are normally back tested. Go do your research on the actual index. Go to that index, type it into Google and see what it's actually done. And below what it's, graph, it'll say when it went live. Okay. And the graph will show you, oh, 10 years, 20 years, blah, blah, blah. But then it says in the bottom, it'll say, oh, it went live in 2019. So everything after 2019 is a back test. How did it look from 2019 to today? Well, guess what? All indexes look pretty bad right now. So does it mean they're going to perform terribly? No, it doesn't mean that. Not at all. But do your research. So take a look at the index. Take a look at that company's rate history. How have they held their rates? Are markets going down? Interest rates are up. over the next 5 years, a lot of companies will wean themselves out of the market because we know if they can hold their rates or not. Okay. We know that. We know we'll be able to see it. All right. So what's their rate integrity? Okay. Is it too good to be true? Is it a fictic? What are the contractual obligations of this insurance company right now? Well, whatever that benefit base is, which is all up in the air, will give you 2.5% of at age 50. That's their contractual obligation. If that index goes up, we minimum have to give you 10% of whatever goes up. If it's a monthly strategy, 0.25%. That's their obligation. If the insurance companies were to do what this is saying, every insurance company would go out of business. Okay. So I'm beating this dead horse because I want you guys to understand that these people on TikTok, these people, agents, whatever, these people on YouTube shorts or making YouTube videos or Facebook, they're idiots. All of them are idiots. They're doing it for a sale. They could give a shit less about the prospect. Okay. And I say that strongly because they need to do their research. Do your research. It is not hard. Those people will sell these products. They won't perform. They will weed themselves out, and they'll become an average agent. Okay. Prospects will get pissed. They'll submit, reports on them. These people will not make it. I guarantee you. It's all a big money grab for them. I don't care if you got 1 million viewers on TikTok and you put this out there and you write $100 million in business from it. Great for you. But I'm going to sleep at night and you're going to weed yourself out over a longer period of time. That's going to be a get rich quick scheme because it exactly is a scheme. And also don't believe marketers as well pitching this crap to you. It's not true. It's not true. Silac has really high commissions. They're pitching this so they can get a big cut of that. Sorry, marketers, just ruined your plan. Not every marketer, by the way. There's some great marketers out there. There's some marketers out there that know this is BS. And I really hope that you're part of that type of a team. Okay. So anyways, with that being said, thank you guys for letting me rant and rave and obviously break things down for you. Okay. So God bless you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your night and always, or day, and always, be better because that was what we're striving to be.